helping out today.
And his past is his past, and we shouldn't even talk about it.
Oh, is that a thing? Yeah, well, we can't ask those kinds of questions.
I know, we can ask whatever we want. We didn't hire him.
Oh, I see. He's contracted out. He's one of those things.
Yeah.
Cavaliers beat the Heat last night here at home.
A good game.
105-94 is the final. Cavs are killing it. Was that their fourth or fifth straight?
I think that was their fifth. I think fourth straight.
Okay.
Straight. I think they are tied for the longest win streak in the league with who's the other team that's I don't know. But they're doing good. They're 8-2 in their last 10.
Kevin Love getting a lot of love.
Yeah, he had a great game.
Season high 23 points for Kevin Love. Article I read this morning is the Cavs are finally winning without LeBron. He casts a pretty long shadow. They've won since he's been gone?
No.
They haven't?
No.
They've had
We were the number 3 pick in the draft last year.
I see.
We've had we've won games. We haven't been a winning team. Haven't had a winning record. Yeah,
right,
so
understood.
we won a game here and there.
Yeah.
But this year is different.
Well, there you go.
And Kevin Love is just so damn sexy.
Kevin Love, 105-94. For those of you who maybe pay a cursory glance at the Cavaliers and forget that he's even there. He's prone to injury. But he played a full game. 21 minutes. Was that a full game?
No.
21 minutes.
It's the amount of minutes he plays per game.
Yeah.
It's like 48 minutes? Where's Mary? 12-minute quarters.
She's being eaten by insects.
48, yeah. So 48 minutes is a full game.
Okay.
With timeouts and stuff, it takes what, about like an hour and a half?
2.5 hours or so.
Two and a half
hours?
A 90-minute basketball game? You've been to basketball games before, Poundcake.
Well, it's about 2, because
they don't play them in 90 minutes.
They don't play them in 90 minutes. So you got halftime, and you have TV timeouts, and you have the end of the quarter. So it's about 2.5 hours.
Now, Poundcake, you know what a TV timeout is, right? It's where the guys go off to the sideline and watch something that they've been wanting to catch up on.
Oh, they have like plasmas like on the side.
Well, no, they've got the little monitors. Plasmas. They've got the little monitor that lets them get caught up. So congratulations to the Cavaliers. Head coach R.Q. Hufflepuff says that he's very excited for the boys, and he continues to expect great things from Cleveland's own NBA franchise.
I love it. It's great. It's great to see.
Did you go last night?
I was there last night.
Oh, yeah?
And
Jimmy Butler, right? For the Heat?
Jimmy Butler didn't play.
Yeah.
Bam Adebayo didn't play, so they weren't full strength. But you still got to beat. You got to beat a team when they're down.
Yeah.
So they did 4 wins in a row, 8-2 in the last 10. They're looking good.
Plus, it's a little distracting, right? Pat Riley running up and down the court screaming at people.
I mean, he hasn't
on the Heat side.
Hasn't been on the sidelines in quite some time.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah. He's still with the organization, though.
Yeah. Front office.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Eric Spoelstra. That's their coach.
Who?
Eric Spoelstra?
Who?
Eric Spoelstra.
That's the coach of the Miami Heat?
Yes, and he has been for over a decade.
Eric Spoelstra? That's a person?
Yes.
Wow, I've heard a lot of names and a lot of coaches of teams in other cities. I ain't never heard of no Eric Spoelstra.
He
the Miami Heat.
LeBron.
I believe you.
He's
I've just
won
never
2
heard
titles.
of him. Oh, he's from Evanston, Illinois. That's where I went to college. All right, well, I'd never heard of him. But clearly he's doing a good job if he's his decade-long tenure.
Yeah.
All right.
He's a good coach.
I'm not saying otherwise. I've just never heard the name Eric Spoelstra before. Who did he replace?
Pat Riley.
He did?
I
it
believe.
went Riley to Spoelstra?
I believe it did because Pat Riley coached them. I think his last season was the year they won a championship with Shaq.
Wow.
When it was
so
Shaq
he's been there a long time.
And Wade. There might have been. I think he did take over for Pat Riley.
Okay, so he's not. He wasn't like a marquee name. He was a guy they bumped up in the organization.
Right.
Okay,
but he's done a good job. I mean,
clearly. Yeah, just never heard the name. Snoop Dogg has.
Now I'm like, wow, has he coached for that long?
Snoop is he's everywhere because he's got a new album out, and so he's promoting it as best he can. They had him announce the Golden Globes. They had him. He pulled in Adele Dazeem with Ben Affleck. He called him Ben Affleck. This is a little brain fart.
That's not nearly as bad as Adele Dazeem, though.
It is not nearly as bad as Adele Dazeem.
A whole new name.
Yeah.
Putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable that's different.
Syllable.
The wickedly talented Adele Dazeem. And he's trailing off because he's like, this is not a name. Gwen was still working for the Cleveland Film Commission. She was their location scout for when we first moved to Cleveland, and they used to have huge Oscar parties downtown. And we would go to those Oscar parties, and this was the year that we were watching it on a huge screen for John Travolta to introduce Idina Menzel to sing a song, and he called her Adele Dazeem. Did she ever get to go back up there and call him like Tom Cruise or something, or
I don't think so.
Jack Tarantino?
Movie Frozen. Please welcome the wickedly talented one and only Adele Dazeem.
He just has to lean into it.
Adele Dazeem.
He just moves away and has his hand out.
Adele Dazeem. He was sweating so much that wig started to slip.
He wears a wig.
So Snoop Doggy Dogg is no stranger to the L.A. Kings. He's got a giant chain with a Kings logo on it. And so every once in a while, he'll get in there and do some play-by-play. Did it a few years ago when the Kings were playing the Penguins. And they were doing Algorithm Night, which I feel bad for the math nerds that showed up because Algorithm is the new Snoop album. And so he was promoting that. But they basically just put him on the glass down there. You know how he likes the girls to put him on the glass? They put him down by the glass.
That was
and they
Sir
just
Mix-a-Lot.
Right. But are you telling me that Snoop doesn't like girls to put them on the glass?
Good point. Yeah, I'm sure he does. I mean, who doesn't? That's
true. Mix-a-Lot was the one to commit it to album. But yeah.
That trend never really took off the way we had hoped.
Put them on the glass?
Yeah.
Well, breasts are at their finest when they're fully represented.
Yeah.
With all of their dimensions, not smushed flat against a transparent barrier. That's no fun. Who wants to see giant pancakes staring at you some accusatory fashion?
When you can roll down the window and let them be 3D.
Or just do what you want to do with them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, put them on the glass was...
I like flashing is in the rear anyway. Like that's not a thing anymore.
You don't think so?
Not like it used to be.
Because flashing you can see boobs everywhere now.
Well, you can see boobs everywhere, and everyone's always filming everything, so people don't want to get their boobs filmed and posted, and then you don't want to get in trouble for posting someone's boobs. So you just go, I'm not going to deal with it.
Mr. Boob, that's me. B-double-O-B, Boob.
But like back in the day, it would be, a trucker. Honk, right? If you were kids, he'd honk the thing. It was some girls, they'd flash the guy, and then he'd honk. Mm-hmm. Once in a while,
like concerts, you go, and there'd be the boob flashing at concerts.
Once in a while, you'd get a kid that would flash the trucker. They'd get their signals mixed, and nobody wanted that.
And then all of a sudden, that trucker...
is in trouble. That's right. And Duggar Trucking Line was forever changed, and they had their charter removed. Here's Snoop Dogg at the Kings game. They shut out the Dallas Stars last night, 4-0.
I like it, though. I love this experience, man. This is special right here to be up close and personal.
Glass seats.
Oh, they over here right next to me. Watch out now, dog. Watch out now. Hello. How y'all doing tonight?
It's Arthur Callion.
Yeah.
Sliding in the corner there.
Yeah, sliding on ice like a pair of dice. Too hip to slip. You did.
See, that's the fun part. You just talk crap, and nobody cares because you're Snoop. You don't have to do any play-by-play. You don't have to do it. These hockey play-by-play guys, they should get paid a lot more, boy. That's got to be the hardest game to call. Hockey, if you're doing it right.
Yeah, because it's so fast. And
oh, my God.
Just constantly just going back and forth. Like, it's just so much.
Especially with no blue trail behind the puck anymore. You need that to follow sometimes.
Yeah, get that. Get back on D. We got that. We got the rock now. Turn it around. Run that three-man weave. Run that weave. Run that three-man weave.
Mr. Arvidsson.
Oh, come on now. Slow up.
I think of the people who listen to the Kings game on the radio, and they just hear Snoop riffing. They're like, what the hell's going on? Where's the... I don't know who the color man is for the Kings. They're on the broadcast, but... Ladies and gentlemen, new album called Algorithm out now. Tonight, bringing the grand total of black people here tonight to 1. Please welcome Snoop Dogg, and the place goes crazy, is what I imagine happened.
Oh, get back on the good foot. Watch out now. Slide it around. Step up. There you go. Oh, give me the money.
Following the slot, couldn't handle it.
I'll follow you to the liquor store. Come on now.
I like that a little bit. Suitor.
And the color guy's got to still call the game. He's got to be the stiff.
Yeah.
You know, the puck of the cross-check to Randall. And Snoop's like, yeah, man. That's the fun part.
Sliding around more than Snoop Dogg watching. It's kind of implied that they're sliding.
That's right.
Puck, they jam away.
Get that out of there quick. Get that up out of there quick.
He's got it.
Get that up out of there quick. Let's go quick. Let's go. Let's go quick. Yeah.
So anyway, so the Kings over the Stars 4-0 on Algorithm Night there in L.A. Snoop Dogg. So, listen, it's an exciting time when Snoop has a new album getting ready to drop, as the kids say, because he is available for anything. If you have a zip code, he will come and perform. He is down for anything. I don't know if I don't think he had the opportunity to work a drop it like it's hot puck reference at the game last night, but there it is. Snoop behind the glass at the Kings game. And the only other story I liked from last night was that the Tool drummer got arrested after punching a guy in the airport.
How? Or why?
Fox 4 in Kansas City was all over it.
The drummer of the alternative rock band Tool was arrested at Kansas City International last night. A KCI spokesman says Danny Carey was involved in a fight with another man in a terminal. It happened around 7 p.m. Carey arrested on a municipal assault charge taken downtown to police headquarters. He was released a short time later. KCI says the other man was not arrested. That case now being reviewed by the county prosecutor. The 60-year-old was in Lawrence Saturday to attend the KU-Mizzou basketball game. At one point during the game, Carey stepped in as the drummer for the KU pep band at Allen Fieldhouse. Carey, who hails from Lawrence, has been with Tool since the band's formation in 1990.
Man, think about that. The dude is 60 years old. He gets in a fight at the airport.
And on the
punches
news,
another dude.
And on the news, they call you an alternative rock band.
What are they going to call you?
They're not alternative rock.
Well, that's when Tool came up, was when alt exploded. Yeah, I mean, they're not.
I wouldn't call them alt rock.
The beauty of Tool is they don't fit in any category, Bill. Well, they're not urban polka. But other than that,
progressive metal.
There you go. Call them what you want. But this is a guy, somebody who isn't even a fan, probably wrote the copy for the prompter for the guy. And who's Tool? No, it's an alternative rock band.
Like the Gin Blossoms.
Yeah. So, yeah, Danny Carey, who is, of course, a native out there in Kansas City. By the way, Municipal Assault is the name of his side project. Him and Mike Patton and Steve Vai, I think. Danny Carey, though, one of the best drummers in the game, no doubt. Rolling Stone listed him at number 26. Best 100 drummers of all time.
I bet that punch hurts, too.
I bet it does.
He knows how to throw a punch.
Yep.
I guarantee it.
And he's pretty, and he's no skinny guy, man. Danny Carey is a tall guy.
He's like 6'5".
Yep.
Right?
And he's pretty built, too. He's tall. Yeah, big dude. One of his first, I was thinking when we were at the Rock Hall inductions and Carole King was getting inducted as a solo artist, one of Danny Carey's first gigs after moving to Los Angeles in the early 90s was he was a session drummer for Carole King. She has an album called Color of Your Dreams, and Danny Carey's a drummer on that album.
That's an interesting fact.
So Danny Carey, again, they released him. Everything's fine. You probably have to pay a little something. Probably had a couple of pops in him.
He is 6'5".
6'5".
That's a big dude.
And by the way, I would imagine this has got to be at least a number 2 greatest airport altercation with Kansas City natives. It's got to be top 5. Number 1, obviously, already taken. But this has got to be number 2. I'm going to go with number 2.
What's number 1?
Number 1 greatest airport altercation with Kansas City natives? Yeah. That's when Paul Rudd and Allie Kemper and Jason Sudeikis attempted that threesome in the Boulevard Brewing Company bathroom in Concourse B a couple of years ago. You remember that?
I must have forgot.
You don't remember that?
It happens so often.
Yeah, I know.
Where these celebrities are trying to have airport threesomes that they all kind of run together.
I was gonna say, yeah,
it was they call it pulling a Larry Craig. Is what they do. Kemper took a wide stance, and then the other guys try to figure out what goes where. But strange things are afoot at the Kansas City airport, and so Danny Carey, he's out there. These are the kind of things, by the way, that put Tool in the news these days. The singer of the band that opens for them pisses all over a guy's head at a live show, so Tool's name is back in the news. And then Danny Carey punches a guy at the airport, and Tool's name is back in the news. It's got to make you feel good. Maynard's like, I'm just trying to sell wine and wear some wigs. Can you keep me out of this, please?
And be in 8 bands at once.
8 bands at once. Speaking of the girl from Brass Against, the girl who famously peed on the guy's head, her girlfriend is a Peloton instructor, and she's the one in that commercial with Chris Noth. Have you seen that parody commercial for Peloton? Okay, so it's Chris. For people who are watching the Sex and the City reboot, it's called, and just like that, apparently. Spoiler alert. Here, I'll play this for you, so if you haven't started watching it yet.
Yeah, I haven't got around to that one
I'm
yet.
going to give you a spoiler here. Where's my spoiler alert? Spoiler alert! So give people time to plug their ears or whatever, because I am going to give you a spoiler. I mean, it's already made it around now, but again, people get all in a tizzy. So they kill Mr. Big at the end of the first episode. He dies on a Peloton. He has a heart attack, yes. Right? That's how they get the whole series underway. So Peloton freaks out because this is bad PR for them. They're like, hey, it's safe. So they put out an ad that Ryan Reynolds narrates, and it's Chris Noth on a couch with this hot chick. And the girl is a Peloton instructor whose girlfriend is the Brass Against singer. That's Sophia Urista, I think. Or Urea, whatever her name is.
I think it is Urista.
There you go. Yeah, so that little video Peloton was making the rounds. They were like, hey, everybody, it's fun. We've got one, right? I've never had as much as an errant palpitation on my Peloton. But they wanted to get the word out, boy. Hey, we want everybody to know that actor in that show playing a fake character on our product is fine. We want everybody to know that fictional show had nothing to do with real life.
That's the lengths you have to go to these days. But also, I think that's a less than creative way to kill Mr. Big. And it doesn't really do him justice.
You're thinking what I'm thinking. Face sitting. You're not thinking what I'm thinking.
I think
Sarah Jessica Parker eats too many oats.
I think he should have been assassinated by an ex-lover, and then Carey has to get revenge. And then it becomes a completely different show. It's not about dating in the city, because who needs another show about dating? We want to watch a show about 50-year-old women dating? No. I want to watch Carey run around New York trying to find the woman that killed her husband.
Oh, I see. Like a Jane Wick type thing.
Yes.
Atomic Blonde. Okay. Well, yeah, I haven't started, I haven't really dug into the show yet, but I think by now people know that's which way the wind is blowing, and Peloton was calling out...
she chokes her to death with a scrunchie.
Calling out the reinforcements to get their PR machine up and running. I've got to take a break. Anything you want to get via text, do that 35192. You can listen wherever you are on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.